Hi, hi students. I am Dr. Badrinath. In this video, tension is our topic. Tension. Wherever you see a tension, if you see top, family tension. If you see a right side, you will get an economical tension. If you see a left side, you will get a job security problem. Like that, wherever you see problem, tension, 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 all these tensions leads to hypertension. Hypertension is today's topic. Okay. See, hypertension is different and blood pressure is different. Correct. Exactly. Blood pressure is the 120 by 80, the pressure which is acting on that definitions we will see now. What is the difference between a blood pressure and hypertension? That we will see. Okay. Here you can see what is a systolic and a diastolic blood pressure. Systolic, see here, systolic is always, see here, 120. Diastolic is 80. Systolic 120, 120 by 80, we know very well. It is a quite common. See here, a very important point is there. That point you have to catch. Systole is 120. Systole is high. Why there is a high in the systolic? What happened? Heart contracts. Whenever heart contracts, blood is pumped out. Blood, when the blood is pumped out, it try to force through the blood vessels, so that in the blood vessels there will be a high pressure. That's why it is called a systemic. Why we are calling as a systolic? Because the blood pressure is more in the systemic circulation. More blood will be there in the systolic. More blood will be there in the systemic circulation, that is in the blood vessel. That's why systolic blood pressure, we can call it as, no problem. Like that you can keep in your mind. Diastolic, heart dilates. Whenever heart dilates, blood is almost in the heart. Heart is filled because it is dilated. Because dilated. The systolic means most probably heart is empty, almost empty, because systole. Diastole. When the diastole is there, blood has entered. When the blood is entered, blood volume is less in the systemic circulation, isn't it? That's why pressure is less, 80. That's why 80, 120. 80, 120 is very, 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 very important. This is a normal blood pressure. This is a blood pressure definition. Blood pressure definition. It is a pressure which is acting on the internal walls of the arteries. Is arteries, not veins. We are not at all bothering about the veins here, because blood pressure, all blood pressure missions, all blood pressure missions will see the pressure of the blood which is acting on the internal wall. See here in the diagram I have explained you. See, the blood is flowing here. Here horizontally, how much it is showing a pressure on the walls of the on the arteries only. We are not at all bothering about the veins here. Okay, it is a pressure which is acting on the internal walls of the arteries, is called as a blood pressure. Okay, systolic blood pressure. What is a diastolic blood pressure? Systolic blood pressure is nothing but blood pressure which is acting on the internal walls of the arteries during the systole. It is called a systolic blood pressure, 120. Just now we saw. Diastolic blood pressure. During the diastole, how much blood pressure is there in the body? That is a pressure which is acting on the internal walls of the arteries, is called as a diastole. It is a 80. So, okay. So, this is one definition. This is one definition. This is another definition. And see here, we are always considering the arteries. So, arterial hypertension. Hypertension. See here, hypertension definition. Hypertension means it is a persistent elevation. Persistent 3 times, 4 times they will check. One time, if they will check 140 means it is not a, they will not consider. Persistently elevation of the systolic blood pressure, SBP, systolic blood pressure, greater than or equal to 140 mm of Hg. Diastolic pressure is 90 mm of Hg, is greater than or equal to. So 120 has to become a more than or equal to 140. 80 has become to a 90. Then only you can say hypertension. Up to that, you don't call it as a hypertension. Up to that, you have to call it as a blood pressure or elevated blood pressure. Like that only you have to call it. Right? Clear? So mm of Hg, very, very important bit. Number of times it was appeared. Blood pressure is measured in the mm of Hg. Okay? Yeah. These are the points what I have covered in this class. Definition: blood pressure. Just now we saw systolic blood pressure, diastolic blood pressure, hypertension. Now stages of BP. That and all we will see. Stages of BP, types of hypertension, reasons for high hypertension, high BP threats, diagnosis of the hypertension, how to diagnose. Okay, steps in the checking of the BP, prevention of BP, treatment of BP. Sweet and short. We will go sweet and short because no students have a patience to read kilometers together matter in the textbook. Okay, that's why essential point. So we are studying the subject of social and preventive pharmacy. It is also called as a social and preventive medicine, which is very useful for a MBBS student, pharmacy students, nursing student, lab technician students, etc. and all. And this is a topic what I am going to be cover in this class: hypertension. This is as per the syllabus. Entire syllabus is kept in my channel's playlist. All pharmacy subjects are available in my channel playlist. You can be checking. So tension is BP, blood pressure. Tension is nothing but blood pressure. Hypertension means high BP. So high BP is also called as a hypertension. If you're calling as a BP, only tension. Hypotension, less BP. Low BP is called as a hypo. Hypo means less, we know very well. And anti-hypertensive drugs. Anti-hypertensive drugs. Students are confusing like anything. Anti-hypertensive means hypertension, those drugs which reduces the hypertension. That's why these are also called as a hypotensive drug. Hypotensive, which makes the hypotension, not anti-hypotensive drug. No, anti-hypertension against the hypertension drug, or which causes the, because it reduces the BP. No, that's why it is called a hypotensive drug, which decreases the BP. Okay, drugs used to treat the hypertension. Yeah, these are the various stages of blood pressure. This is a normal, systolic, 120 by 80. Okay, and elevated means this is only the point elevated. Here it remains constant. That's why this is called a elevated. Systolic blood pressure is elevated. In the examination, they will ask, in the elevated blood pressure, which of the following parameter is elevated? Systolic parameter is elevated. Systolic blood pressure is elevated. Diastolic remains a constant. And this up to this normal level, in the elevated level, hypertension stage 1, stage 2, 130 to 139, 89. This is 80 to 89. And stage 2, 140 or higher, 90 or higher. That's why this is called a hypertension. Keep in your mind. This is very, very important stage. Up to that, you cannot hypertension stage 2. If further it leads to crisis. Hypertension higher than 180 and or higher than 120. This is a crisis. Immediately, patient may go to coma, or brain stroke will come, heart stroke will come. Consult the doctor right immediately. Actually, in this stage only, you have to be consult a doctor. But here it is not like that. Immediate emergency case. So all these are very, very important stages of hypertension. They will ask in the examination. They will give stages one side and the parameters they will give you, that you have to be. So types of hypertensions are mainly 3 types are there: primary hypertension, secondary hypertension, white coat hypertension. Primary hypertension is also called as essential hypertension. Number of times it was appeared in competitive examination. Idiopathic hypertension, it is also called as idiopathic, essential, primary hypertension. Okay, why we are calling as a primary means because there is no cause, no identifiable cause. 95% of the hypertension cases are due to the primary hypertension only. 95% cases. Expecting likely due to the family history, are common in, then this is a common in adults and adolescents. That is from the age of 20, adolescents and adults. This is a quite common, but no reason. If you ask the doctor also, doctor will not tell what is the reason. Okay. Secondary hypertension means because there is a specific cause is there, specific underlying disease is there. That's why this is called a secondary hypertension. There is some reason is there. Only 5% cases are there here in the secondary hypertension. Kidney abnormalities, it leads to heart problem. It leads to blood pressure. Heart abnormalities causes the hypertension. Common in infants. This is common in some specific reason is there. What is that specific? Younger children, it is a common. Younger children, because pancreatic damage or liver damage, kidney damage, all these are the damages leads to common in infants. Infants also, due to some problem only in the infants, the hypertension will come. In the easy way, it doesn't come. Okay, these are only 5% cases. Most probably most of all adults, BP comes under here only. Multi-factor. Sometimes doctor will say multi-factor. Number of factors are there. We cannot tell any single cause for this. Like that, doctors also will say. White coat hypertension. Here, normally the patient is generally do not have a BP. But whenever they will see, they will go for checking of the BP, or whenever they will see the doctor, they will get anxiety. Some stress will be there. That's why this is called a white coat hypertension. Okay, nurse. Whenever they will see the nurse, white coat. Whenever they will see the pharmacist, white coat, like that. It is happened for some patients only. It is a common in adults only. So reasons for secondary hypertension only is having a reason: overaction of sympathetic nervous system, tachycardia, renin angiotension, aldosteron abnormalities, dysfunction of autonomic nervous system, ANS, here CN, central nervous sympathetic nervous system, increased intake of the sodium, table salt, increased reabsorption of a sodium by the kidney. Okay, reabsorption again, sodium which is going to be excreted, kidney will catch where you are going from outside the body, come the sodium, like that. Again, it takes the sodium again into that. It also leads to high concentration of a sodium in the blood. Okay, genetic variation, how kidney is handle the sodium. That is all. Some genetic variation will be say some genes and proteins responsibilities will there in their family history. Father, if you see the history of forefather, everything, they do not have a excretion of sodium. Their genetic is designed like that only, because again there is a reabsorption of sodium, high reabsorption, like that. Genetic how the genes are handling the sodium is very very important. Hyper triglycerides, that is cholesterol, it also leads to this. And obesity, body mass index, this is body mass index. Here you can see obesity, body mass index, you know very well, that is a height weight ratio. Height weight ratio, if you calculate, you will get this is a normal, overweight, obesity, and also this is moderately, okay, markedly obese. Obesity, lack of physical exercise, high body mass index, all these leads to hypertension only. Glucose intolerance, that is a lack of exercise, diabetes, smoking, alcohol, endocrine disorder, okay, Cushing's syndrome, like estrogen pills, excess they are taking estrogen pills, ladies, okay, for consumption, that and all, it leads to the problem only. Okay, right. And what are the threats? If you suppose you suffered with a hypertension, okay, and you are not taking a tablets, then what happened? What happened? What are the consequences? What are the damages do blood pressure? Mainly it damages the blood. See, severe blood wall damage will be happen because the pressure is always acting on the blood vessels. No, see here arteries, especially arteries. It damages all arteries. See, this is a normal blood pressure which is acting on the walls. Now here you see increased pressure. Whenever there is a pressure, there is a chance of formation of the plaque is built up like this here. So all these vessels will become a damage. Because white blood, because whenever there was a damaged blood cell, WBC will come and start to repair of this. So plaque like that, the plaque will be built up like anything. Like that you can remember easily. And what are the another main, first throughout the body, all arteries will be damaged. First point what you have to keep in your mind in the high blood pressure threat. Number two is the stroke. Brain, because whenever there was a blood vessels will say, wherever small blood vessels, like a heart, especially heart, coronary blood vessels, in the brain, small arteries will be there. All these will be damaged. Whenever they damage, it cannot supply the blood. Whenever blood supply is not there, there is no oxygen, there is no minerals to the corresponding tissue. So tissue will start dying. It leads to stroke. Here also heart stroke is there. Here and even vision also, small blood vessels are there in the eye also, because God has created a power pipeline system is like that only. So what we cannot do anything, you cannot make it enlarge. Okay, heart failure, it leads to heart failure, heart attack, kidney disease, kidney failure will come because of hypertension. Kidneys will not feel the tension long time. Sexual dysfunction, that is also another biggest problem. And what are the another pressure threats? Internal wall injury of arteries, arteriosclerosis, accumulation of plaque or cholesterol, whatever it may be. Damage of a small blood vessels in the vital organs like a brain, it leads to brain stroke. Okay, dementia, eyes, retinopathy, diabetic retinopathy, it is a new term. Okay, blindness will come. Heart, congestive heart failure, myocardial infarction, kidneys, chronic kidney disease, CKD, popular, very popular. CKD is very popular. And smooth muscle proliferation, and lipid infiltration. Lipids will not go outside. Lipids will be here, so accumulated in the body. Cholesterol will be there. Again, atherosclerosis. All are very complicated. One is linked to many here. One is linked to each one again, linked to many. Calcium endothelium. Diagnosis of the hypertension. Generally, we know sphygmomanometer, very important bit. Sphygmomanometer we are using for the treatment. Family history, first of all, you have to know family history of the patient, personal history of the patient. See here, family history of the patient, renal disease is there to your father, your forefather. Okay, the doctor will ask either your father is suffered. See, I am suffering with the blood pressure. That's why I came. Why you are asking about my father, about my forefather? Don't become serious like that. He is asking genetical history. Okay, medications, diet, smoking, stress in their family, in their total family. Okay, see how where from where it start. Disease start before you are born. Your disease start. Your disease start before you born. Okay, so personal history of the patient, nature of a job, tension, smoking. This tension leads to smoking. You are smoking. This is personal habits. You are smoking. You are taking alcohol. Here it is not like that. Your family father is taking smoking or stress. Okay, and OTC medications if you are using, it also leads to this one. Sphygmomanometer. Mainly three types are there. This is aneroid. Very important bits. Aneroid type, it is a mechanical type only with the dial. It is having a dial. This is very important. Dial which is it's only present here. No mercury. Here also no mercury. Here this is called as a only mercury. Here you can see the mercury. Okay, that's why it is called a Hg. Of Hg. Considered as a gold standard. This is only gold standard that doctors are taking. Doctors are not generally not considering this and this, but nowadays it is not possible. Everybody is taking up this. Omron is very popular brand. Omron is even I am also using in my home Omron only for my blood pressure monitoring. Okay, it is a digital type. Self monitor is very easy. Self monitor is here not possible for these two only. And step one, branchial artery only. Here we are taking consider how to check the BP. You can see branchial artery, normal blood flow. This is a normal blood flow, no occlusion of the blood. Okay, then what happen when you put a cuff here? Okay, cup of, when you put and if you press this, what happen? It will be blocked. See here, no flow of the blood, no flow of the blood. This is called a blood occlusion. This is no blood, no occlusion of the blood. Here occlusion of the, no blood supply. Blood supply is stopped to the complete artery. That you know here radial artery and branchial. This is a brachial. That you know ulnar. Okay, radius and ulna. These are the two. So these two supply will, blood vessels will supply to, one is for radius and one is for the ulna. Like that it will be divided. Here you have only one bone, no? That's why here only one. Okay, right. And third step, systolic blood pressure. What happen when it start flowing? See here, when it is started flowing, it is completely stopped here. Here it is completely stopped. So when here you can sound, you can hear the pulse, ear symbol. So it start flowing. Systolic blood pressure, this is called. Okay, systolic blood pressure is greater than a cuff pressure. Systolic blood pressure, that is very important. Systolic blood pressure is greater than a cuff pressure. That's why you will sound here. This is called a cuff. Systolic means that during the systole. Diastolic means you cannot hear the pulse. No pulse. You can't hear. Whenever this beats will stop here, pulse stop, then you can be noted down. You have to be noted down like that. Diastolic pressure is greater than the cuff pressure here. Same here, systolic blood in this, because pressure go on reducing. Okay, right. These are the four steps, very important. And ways to prevent the high blood pressure. There is a two ways are there. Way one and railway, not railway and subway or marine way, whatever it may be. Way one and way two is there. This is a way one is dash diets. Dash, very important. Very important. All very important. And the lifestyle modifications, that is the second one. These are the lifestyle modification like a physical activity, avoiding of the tobacco or smoking, avoiding of the harmful use of alcohol, or restrict the use of them, managing of a stress like a yoga, pranayama, meditation, everything you have to do. That is no option. Otherwise, you have to take a medication. It gives you a burden to your liver. It gives a burden to your kidney. Again, side effects, complications. You cannot stop it. Okay, and way one is the dash diet. Very important, dash diet, because prevention is very important in our subject. So this slide is very important. I have already told you dash diet. This is dash diet exclusive. What? Yes, in the dash diet you have to say yes for this, no for this, like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, healthy dairy, healthy meats, okay, nuts and healthy vegetable based oils, no alcohol, no elevated sodium levels. Okay, like all these foods generally I will like. You will also like these foods only, but it is very dangerous. So food generally what we like we cannot take. That's why, yeah, dash means dietary approaches to stop the hypertension is called as a dash. Be daring and dashing in the food, daring and dashing. It is a dietary pattern promoted by the United States of America based on the National Heart and Lung for heart, one heart lung blood institute, one institute is there in the US. They have suggested this DASH diet, okay, to control the hypertension. If you are using a DASH diet, no need of taking medications. That's very important. Okay, otherwise you have to take a medication. It is a rich in fruits, vegetable like this, rich in the fruits, vegetables. Same only bottle, especially bottle ground is very famous, very popular for that bottle ground. If you are taking a bottle grip daily is equal to one tablet. Instead of taking tablet, you can take naturopathy. It's a bottle ground, whole grains, low fat dairy foods, meat, fish, poultry, nuts, beans. Okay, say no to, exclude. You have to include this food. Exclude the sugar and sweetened food, beverages, meat, red meat you have to ban. Healthy meat you have to take. Red meat means the meat which is having a blood, along with the blood. When you cut the animal, you will get a muzzle, no? That muzzle, that meat having a red. Okay, because of the sea fish do not have this type of thing. That's why sea fish food is better. Fish food is better than the red meat. You got my point, right? It excludes the sugar sweetened beverages, added fats, etc. and all, and treatment. When you come to the treatment of this, here the same slides I have shown in my BP pharmacology, also mechanism of action. 10 items are there. Beta blockers, the simple trick also there. Beta blockers, atenolol, metoprolol, propranolol, all will start, and AM and PM you can remember. AM means morning one tablet and evening one tablet, like that you can remember. AM, PM. AM means atenolol, metoprolol. PM means propranolol, again metoprolol, like that. For continuation sake, I prepared AM, PM, because morning one tablet, evening one tablet, like that you can remember AM and PM. Atenolol, metoprolol, propranolol, again atenolol, like that. Okay, and heart consists of a beta 1 and beta 2 receptor. Here you can see beta 1, because you have only one heart. That's why you have only beta 1 receptors. Beta 1 receptors are present in the heart, like that you can remember easily. Beta 2 receptors present in the lungs, because two lungs are there. That's why beta 2 receptors are present in the two, like that you can easily remember two lungs. Okay, it is not related to BP. Here this is related to BP. You have to block all these beta blockers, will block B1, not the B2. All beta blockers will block the B1 only, so that you are decreases the BP. And alpha blockers, like a sin means, if you do a sin, very popular term in the mythology also, don't do any sin. Okay, because it make a punishment to you yourself. Prazosin, terazosin, doxyzosin, yohimbine, this is alpha 1 blocker, alpha 2. This alpha 1 and alpha 2 blockers are present in the blood vessels, whereas here it is present in the heart. Beta 1 and beta 2, beta 2 is present in the lungs, beta 1 is in the heart. Alpha blockers are present in the blood vessels. So how to keep your this mind? This is alpha blockers. The examination very very important. This is alpha 2 blockers. Okay, put your sins into the bin. That is a concept are here. Put all your sins into a bin, dustbin, because sin is very dangerous. Okay, sin will punish you. That's why sin keep here, like that. So relax. So and relax. Keep all your sin into the bin. Relax. You will be happy. BP, no BP. Be happy, no BP. So actually these alpha blockers will constrict like this. So like this, see how constricted blood vessel because of the alpha blocker. If you block the alpha receptor, this is alpha receptor. If you block the alpha receptors, it will be relaxed. See, that's why here dilation is more here. Okay, that's why freely blood flow. So like that, sin keep in your bin. And alpha and beta blockers. Labipeta corner, Vijayawada is very famous. So labetalol, carvedilol, because labipeta corner, there was a hypertension patients are less. Why means because they are taking a carvedilol and labetalol, like that. Labipet and dilators like minoxidil, digitoxin, hydralazine. All these classifications I have explained in my channel playlist Pharmacology BP. I have already explained how, along with the tricks also. Calcium channel blocker like a Verapamil, diltiazem, nifedipine. Verapam I have given the clue. Okay, and sympatholytic drugs. All these I have made a video on anti-hypertensive drugs in my pharmacology channels playlist. There you can be go and watch it. Whereas here prevention is very important. That's why we have to focus mainly on the prevention, because subject name is preventive pharmacy, preventive medicine.